Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bahrain Now, your source of local happenings, talents, and trends. My name is Khalid Hidris, and I'm here to walk you through our exciting lineup of segments and personalities from around the Kingdom of Bahrain. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with more. Since its establishment, the Bahrain Society for Children with Behavioral and Communication Difficulties has been working on promoting lifelong access for advanced education and effective training for individuals with behavioral and communication difficulties. And to talk more about that, we are pleased to be joined here at the studio by the board member of Bahrain Society for Children with Behavioral and Communication Difficulties, Mr. Fathi Mattar. Welcome, how are you doing today?
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, to start off, can you tell us a bit about the establishment for the society in addition to its goals?
Well, actually, we are celebrating 20 years. Since 2004, Sheikh Arania bint Ali bin Abdullah bin Khalid established Alia Early Intervention Center because she saw a need for the autistic people and children to be treated in a more proper way than just to have a center that takes care of them. That she wanted more to educate them and include them in the society more. So since 2004, the society was established, and it has been 20 successful years for us until now.
Well, congratulations. I know that the Kingdom of Bahrain is very lucky to have the society as well as all of the services it offers. Now, going back to the early intervention centers, could you tell us about the importance of their establishment as well as the services that they provide?
Autism is a very unique disorder. You need to be treated it on individual basis. It's not more broad. So actually, what you need is to assist each individual person with what it's need. And there was a need in Bahrain for such a practice. And early intervention is the most important thing for children with autism, because it helps them to be able to communicate better and behave in a more normal way than usual.
Wonderful. Now, in support of autism awareness efforts, sailors assigned to the Naval Support Activity, the NSA, Bahrain has recently visited the Alia Autism Centers in coordination with the Society. What can you tell us about that visit?
Well, actually, not only the NSA, a lot of people visit the Alia Center, and the main purpose of this is to inform people about our existence and inform them about the autism disorder and how can they help in providing services. Actually, most embassies are in Bahrain have visited the center. NSA also, they participated very well in our programs and our events and activities, and we are very grateful for their participation. The idea is to make people aware of autism, aware of the activities that we have, and try to include them and educate them about autism, so autism becomes not a taboo in the society as much as it is a more easy to deal with persons.
Wonderful. And what is the importance of such a positive engagement contribution of different institutions in spreading awareness about autism?
Exactly. I mean, awareness is very important because people with autism, they tend to behave in a different way. They look so normal. They don't have any features on their faces that tells them that they have autism, like any other mental disorder. But it is important for the society to understand how to deal with this, and that's why we encourage people always to participate in events that are held whether by our center or other centers, and also to educate themselves about autism as a whole, so people will be more aware. Awareness is what we are working on, because we are doing the education part in our center. We are actually not a center as taking care. We are actually educating children with autism and providing them more skills to be able to be inclusive in the society.
Wonderful. I think spreading awareness is very important because it is, like you said earlier, a very misunderstood condition. Some people have a lot of misconceptions about people with autism or how it actually presents. Like you said, some people think there are physical symptoms when, I mean, that's not necessarily the case.
Exactly.
You know? Yes. So could you tell us a bit more about the main current activities held by the society?
Actually, we are now we are having a rehabilitation center, which is very important because at the beginning, an early intervention was for the children from age 4, 5 until 17, 18. But after that, what do they do? And which is very important. Youth are becoming bigger and stronger. So, and they need to be rehabilitated to enter to the society. So we are very grateful for so many companies that are participating with us. We are training our students to be active persons in the society by training them in cold stores and how to do knitting and how to do printing on the cups and things like this. So actually what we are doing, we are taking some of our students into these locations, into these companies, and train them for almost 6 months, some of them for 1 year, until we hope someday they will have a job in these places.
What a wonderful way to support people with autism. And I mean, after years of these dedicated efforts, like, how do you value the society's constant success?
Well, actually, as far as number goes, we have been able to graduate a certain amount of students. They were with us in the early intervention, then into the rehabilitation, and they went into school, and they went into college, and they graduated from college, which is, for us, is an achievement. Maybe it looks normal for normal people to do that, but for autistic children, autistic people, it's such an achievement. It needs a lot of work, a lot of dedicated work from the people who are working in the center itself. So we actually, and we have more than 10 people have been working, found jobs in certain companies in Bahrain, and that's also an achievement. So they'll be able to support themselves and have their own way of life, and I think this is what the center was always meant to have, and to prepare people for life and to be inclusive more in the society. And that's exactly what we have been doing, and we are working on it every time, because autism is not something the science have put their hand on it yet.
Yes.
They haven't known what exactly causes it. So there are development every time, there are development every year, and we're keeping track of
And there are different types as well.
And there are different types, and they say Einstein was an autistic child, and hopefully we will have one of our Einsteins in our school someday.
Inshallah. And now, how do you value the constant government and civil institution support to the society's efforts?
Actually, it's very important. The government subsidy to support Bahraini in the early intervention center is important. It relieves the burden of fees from the parents to their children. Obviously, we ask for more, which is I think is normal in all societies and all subsidies that you have provided. You think you need to have more subsidies, but it is important. We are receiving, and we are looking for further to enhance this subsidies into the rehabilitation center. Institutions and the charity that we are having we are very grateful for them. We will be able to build buildings from this charitable organizations, and we have created a plaque for them in the building that we have in Aliya, in Ali area, to remember their contribution to this building, because part of it is a building, and the most important part is the people inside the building, who will be teaching the children how to deal with the society and how to behave and all these things. So at least if there is a place, then you have to fill it up with people who can deal and educate the children. And we are very grateful. It's very important. And we encourage more companies to participate, because that is part of their social responsibility toward the society that have provided them with this company they are having.
Wonderful. And lastly, just to wrap up, what are any future plans or upcoming projects the society has?
Well, actually, we have very enthusiastic and project that we are trying to have an autistic village in Bahrain, where people are living, working, and people can visit this village and participate in all the events that they have. We are in the process of doing such a big project, because I think it's one of the unique projects in Bahrain, and most probably not in Bahrain, maybe all in the Middle East, because if you will able to create this village, autistic children, you will see people with autism disorder, you will be see them walking around in this village and creating the environment that they need, and people can come in and participate. It will be just like a big mall for autistic people, and people can come in and encourage them and participate in the event that they are having. So this is a very ambitious project that we have, because we started with a 2-story building, and now we have 4-story building and 5, and now we think it is possible. It is possible from the grants that we can receive from the charitable organizations, and everything starts with a dream, and then from the dream you can create anything that you can do.
Wonderfully said. Thank you so much for joining us, and a huge thank you to the Society for all they do as well.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for even more here on Bahrain Now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what's going on beyond the studio in the following report.
The Kingdom of Bahrain pays considerable attention to its citizens by providing a decent life and a suitable living environment. The directive of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to provide 6,900 housing services and increase the number of beneficiaries of the Mazaya program for 2024 affirms the Kingdom's continuous efforts under the comprehensive development process led by His Majesty the King to develop the housing sector and follow the urban development strategy to achieve common visions and aspirations and enhance the services provided to citizens. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning has developed a number of plans and set them according to appropriate timetables, in addition to its extensive study of city planning standards and housing projects, applying the principles of sustainability in providing housing services by developing work paths and diversifying housing options, and involving the private sector and government efforts to provide social housing that are in line with the housing goals of the government program and the Sustainable Development Goals. Years of successive achievements for the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning is thanks to the government's continuous support that always emphasizes the importance of prioritizing citizens. Since the beginning of December, the Kingdom of Bahrain has been adorned in white and red colors and celebrating everywhere, and one of the most prominent events of the season is the Muharram Nights Festival, which transforms the streets of this city into a magical destination every year and fills them with folk arts and Bahraini food that bring back old memories.
It's the first time I saw it after 18 years in Bahrain. It's the first time I saw it. Very impressive. Absolutely beautiful, actually, yes. And I like the women, the way they were marching, and very elegant, very nice.
In addition to the Heritage Village, which offers visitors a unique experience that combines interactive shows and live performances that take visitors on a journey between the past and the present, the Al Baraha Market also hosts various events, including cultural and artistic. The Farmers Market also offers an opportunity to display local products in a way that reflects the efforts of Bahraini agriculture and supports local farmers in this season. On the last day of December, audiences will be treated to firework displays at 8 different locations across the kingdom, as well as drone light shows to celebrate the end of Bahrain's festive season.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we have. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. We love to hear from you. This was Khalid Tidris, and until next time, good night and God bless.